Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Amy from Life Redesigned. Super excited today to talk to you about commitment. Commitment is one of those things that really comes right alongside consistency, also right alongside taking action. And those of you that have been with me for this long know that I'm super passionate about those two things, which means I'm super passionate also about commitment. Commitment is key in anything that we're looking to do, whether it be growing, goal setting, goal achieving, achieving those goals, whether it be organizing our time, anything that we are doing as far as that mindset shift. So all of this kind of wraps around commitment, if you will. Okay, so let's talk today about committing and then recommitting. And you're like, but why do I have to recommit if I already committed, Amy? Okay, let's dive in. The first thing that I want to know is, how do you feel about commitment? Does it come easy to you? Let me know in the comments. Does it come easy to you? Does it scare you? We've all had those things that we're super excited to commit to, that we commit to right away, we tell everybody about. And then we have those things where we're like super freaked out, but there's just like this intuition inside of us that knows that we need to commit to them. Or like an event that we commit to, that we get excited, we commit, and then we go, oh my gosh, I'm actually a little bit nervous and I'm a little bit scared that I just committed to this, or we don't tell anyone, or we try to backtrack, or whatever it might be, We also have those things that we need to commit to that we end up talking ourselves out of. What have you got for me? So how do you feel about commitment? Where are you at with it? Let me know in the comments. So the first thing I want to dive into is why it's really healthy and good to have commitment in our lives. So the thing about commitment is that it sets you up in both life and business. So similar to what I was just saying, in the beginning of this video, is that it also wraps around taking action. And it also, it wraps around these things that give us, a lot of consistency. All of these three things kind of wrap into one, but it really does set us up for success, whether we're focused on life or whether we're focused on business. Because here's the thing, when you commit, right? You say, I'm going to commit to this. You plan on growing as an individual. You also plan on growing through what you go through, which is what we talk about at Life Redesigned. And the thing is, how exciting is that? If you commit to something, you are committed to growing. Did you even know that? If you commit to going an event, you are committed to growing. You're like, but I only committed to this, this show that I'm going to. You're still committed in growing. You're going to learn something. You're going to get educated. Somehow there is something that you are going to learn about, and that's going to excel you and set you apart from life and business. So commitment is a huge thing. It's an important piece of your journey because of these couple things. Commitment helps you, number one, helps you focus. It forces you to focus. It makes you focus, but it helps you focus. Because the thing is, when you choose to commit, rather than being, like someone forcing you to do it, those are two totally different things. Yeah. The level of courage that you're putting into your journey is far greater. So when I choose to go to a retreat that I'm looking at, that I want to do a deep dive into, to grow or to help my business, or, it could be something for self-care, whatever it might be. When I choose to commit to doing that, what it does is it levels up my courage to move forward and to grow and to achieve the things that I want to do. So it's my courage ends up being far greater, okay, is what I'm trying to say. It ends up being far greater when I choose to do it versus someone else saying, this is what you must do and this is what you must commit to. When we make those choices, the courage becomes far greater and our focus becomes deeper. So this is going to give us such a strong focus on our goals, stronger focus on achieving everything that we desire and everything that we want in life. So committing to that drives our focus, but it's not just someone else telling you to commit, right? It's the heart of us committing to that. That's what's going to drive our courage, which in turn is going to give us a greater success rate of achieving what we want to achieve based on that focus. The second thing is grow. When we commit in business, when we commit in a relationship, love, and if we commit to an event, you're essentially, what you're doing is you're committing to the unknown. When we commit to love, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what that future is going to happen. When we commit to an event, We don't know exactly what's going to happen in the event. We might have the itinerary, we might have a good idea, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen at the event. We don't. When we commit to a coaching, a coaching session or sessions or a training, big training that we're looking for, when we commit to a goal, right? When we commit to achieving a goal, we don't know what that path exactly is going to look like because we know there's going to be pivots along the way. So we're committing to the unknown. And here's the cool thing. When you commit to the unknown, the amount of courage that you will have to get through the difficult times or the times that you want to give up is literally insurmountable. Okay. So when you commit, you are committing to growing. You are going to grow. So you don't, let me rephrase that. When you commit, you're going to grow. The amount of growth that you're going to receive and go through and reach and actually enter into and give your energy into is going to be insurmountable. So that is the cool thing about growth, is that when you continue to commit to the unknown, again, the amount of courage that drives that and us committing to the unknown, it's just insurmountable, the amount of things that can happen and the amount that you're going to grow. It's so cool. So it's in these ups and downs, committing to that unknown, that we will become stronger, that we will build resilience, that we will build perseverance. And it's in those ups and downs that we grow immensely. So we all know, it's in the peaks and the valleys that we grow the most. So when we focus on committing and we commit to the unknown, that raises our resilience. It feeds our resilience, and it allows us to get through those hard times even stronger than what we normally would. So let's look at the opposite of this. So imagine if you don't commit to anything. Okay, stay with me for a second. If you never commit to anything, an event, a relationship, a business, a job, a family, okay, you never commit to anything, how is it that we would ever grow? Think about that for a second. If we never commit to anything, how do we grow? Commitment, in a way, can seem like faith, hope, risk, and it's in those moments that we grow the most. If we don't commit to anything, an event, a relationship, a job, a family, how do we learn? How do we learn? How do we learn in within or without any commitment? How do we learn? So do you see the pattern here? Commitment, it doesn't have to be this, again, if you've heard my trainings, I talk so much about keeping things very, very simple. It doesn't have to be these grand things, okay? The thing that I live by, I just if you can remember one thing, remember KISS. Keep it simple. You don't have to commit to all these long-term things and these giant programs and all these things. You just need to commit to small things, right? You just need to commit. And then tell somebody that you're committing so they can hold you accountable. All this starts to roll in together. So let's talk about what commitment looks like in business. In business, it's crazy important. Commitment is so important because by you committing to your business, you're going to give your customers a very clear direction that you're grounded in what you're doing and that you're serious about giving them the best customer experience that you possibly can. Okay? So, you want to have that level of commitment because you want to be serious about what it is that you're offering, whether it's a service or product. If your commitment is wishy-washy in business, pretty much good riddance, okay? Because the thing is, you have got to show your customers that you are serious. You've got to stand that ground of being committed because that's the only way, one of the strongest ways that it's going to really allow you to push through those hard times, okay? So it's going to also influence how you think, how you act, how you sound, and also how you're perceived as a business owner. Think about it. If you're a business owner and you're like wishy-washy as far as your commitment goes, somebody is old, you're going to have customers taking advantage of that left and right. If you're wishy-washy on your product or your service, customers are going to push you to the edge and they're going to devour. I mean, like lions, they're going to devour your business because there's no structure and there's no walls set to keep your business safe. Okay, so commitment is huge in business. In life in general, let's talk about it in life. In life in general, commitment helps you stick to your goals through good times and bad times. And here's the cool thing. it's a strong indicator of what kind of woman that you are. You know, it's an indicator of things like self-discipline, like I was just saying, resilience, persistence, perseverance. And honestly, that really, those characteristics set you apart for people that don't have that commitment. You're constantly going to do your best through thick and thin when you're committed, even when you're outside your comfort zone. So even when you're stepped out going, holy cow, I'm freaking out right now. When you are committed, that is what's going to help that resilience and that perseverance during that time. You're actually also going to find that you're crazy creative during the commitment process. Let me give you an example. So, well, let's take this for an example. Have you ever owned a business and, you know, maybe you went, your business is running, it's successful, and then all of a sudden you get to a point where it's like, holy cow, I'm stagnant. I don't know what's going on. I can't figure this out. You know, I don't know. We're staying at the same numbers, or our numbers are decreasing, and I don't know what to do. All right, insert you're not committed. What starts to happen is you get sidetracked. Your priorities start to change. Business doesn't become one of your priorities anymore. All these other things do. And what happens is brick by brick, that business is taken down and eventually it crumbles. It crumbles to nothing. If you are committed, it's during that time that you will look at your numbers more seriously, that you will find the coaching that is needed in order to pivot in your business. And you will actually start to, you know, say things to yourself like, okay, I am committed to this process. What can I do? What are some things that I can focus on and do to help my business grow? And you'll explore different options. So it's this crazy thing of like, if you're actually more committed than, well, if you are committed in business or in life, you have this like creative flow that tends to happen than when you're not committed. It's actually really, really cool. So because of that, it just helps you take things that you're doing way more seriously. You know, and obviously commitment, it can be difficult because we are growing, we are learning, we are scaling, we are creating, and those all can be very difficult processes. Those all can be very liberating processes as well. But sometimes, you know, as you want to give up during the journey, you're stressed out, you're worrying. Don't worry, don't stress. If you fall off the wagon of committing, it's okay. Just get back on there and recommit. So that's why this video is titled Commit and Recommit, because it's going to happen. Listen to me, it is going to happen. You are going to fall off the wagon of like, I'm committing, this is great. Oh, and then all of a sudden, zoom, things happen. It's life. It's okay. You fell off the wagon, get back on the wagon, get your horses in line, get some direction of what we got, get your path clear again, and then recommit and continue where you're going, okay? Give yourself grace. So again, commit and then recommit. All right, let's talk about your homework. I've got 3 things for your homework. Number 1, I have a group of ladies that I offer free training in. So if this video has inspired you and you're like, wow, I really like what this, what this girl's talking about, and I want to hear more about what's going on in her trainings, and you want to be part of that community, just drop me in the comments and I will get you a link to drop into our community where I do free trainings. I give free offers. I got a lot of free stuff. You got VIP dibs to all the stuff that I'm doing in all my workshops. Number 2, alongside commitment is action. One of my favorite things to talk about is taking action. I've got an awesome freebie for you that's all about taking massive action. If you're interested in that, drop the word action in the comments below. And number 3, I want you to tell me one thing. I want you to tell me one thing that you're going to commit to starting right now. It can be small, it can be big, it can be daily, it can be monthly, it can be the tiniest thing. It could be, I'm going to put my shoes in the closet after every single time I wear them. I don't know. It can be, and I'm going to make my bed every single morning. Believe it or not, that's actually a really great thing to commit to. So I can't wait to hear from you. Give me your homework. Tell me a small thing that you're going to commit to. And here's your encouragement. You can do this, okay? Think simple. Keep it simple, silly. Kiss. Kiss, 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 kiss. Keep it simple, silly. You've got this. Here's to committing. Cheers.